Good evening. I'd like to call the City Council meeting together for Monday, October 22nd, 2018. Can I have the roll call, please?
Councilmember Durossette?
Yes.
Councilmember Lane?
Here.
Councilmember Ryno?
Here.
And Vice Mayor Kline?
Here.
Mayor Vierra is absent this evening.
If I could, please get you to stand for the invocation by Loren Gregory of the Victory Assembly of God and then the Pledge of Allegiance.
Father, we just come again before you tonight, Lord, asking for your wisdom and your grace, for your mercy and unity, Father, that we handle the people's business with grace and with your mighty wisdom, Lord. Just bless this meeting tonight in your holy name. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I see we have no presentations tonight, so citizens' communications to the City Council on matters not included on the agenda. While the City Council welcomes and encourages participation in City Council meetings, adopted rules allow no more than 5 minutes for expression of non-agenda items. Matters under the jurisdiction of the City Council and not on the posted agenda may be addressed by the general public. However, California law prohibits the City Council from taking action on any matter which is not on the posted agenda unless it is determined to be an emergency by the City Council. Citizens are entitled to address the City Council on any agenda item subject to the 5-minute provision. Is there anybody that would like to address the City Council? Please come forward and state your name, address.
Good evening, Council. Joe Spanny, Series Firefighters, Local 3636, 3917, Belize Drive in Series. I just wanted to touch base with you, give you a little update on some of the things we've been doing as our community involvement. Our big thing that we've been doing this month, as with every month in the last 5 to 6 years, is our breast cancer awareness activities. We have our pink t-shirts that are on sale right now at Supermom's Cafe. And we also have the hot pink Lamo dinner coming up on Thursday evening from 5 to 9. Those activities, any kind of profits, we're doing 20% of the profit from the Lamo dinner, and all of the profits from the shirts are going to be going to the Alum Cancer Endowment down in Turlock. What they do is provide services, diagnostic and treatment, as well as medical equipment and support services for people with cancer of any type. We also have another event coming up this weekend. On Saturday is our annual Fill the Boot for the Muscular Dystrophy Association, the MDA, also known as, or previously known as Jerry's Kids. Since 2009, when I came into the fire department, I was fortunate to be able to take over that event, and since then we've raised over $114,000 just from standing in the street for 7 hours on a Saturday once a year. All that money goes towards treatment, diagnostic tests, and a specialized week-long summer camp that these kids can go to that's geared for people in wheelchairs or with limited mobility. Other things that we're doing right now, we're about to roll out our National Child ID Kit program, which is going to be a partnership with Ceres Unified School District. What that does is basically creates a profile for your child, takes all the vital information, does a DNA swab, and it's something that you keep with you in your residence. If anything were to ever happen to your child and police were to need that information, it would just be simple, here's your form with all of my child's information. And it's something that's been going through the International Association of Firefighters for the last about 3 to 4 years, and we picked it up last year and gave away over 450 of the forms. This year we're looking to give every kindergartner in the school district, which is approximately 1,200 students, a form for them free of charge as a community outreach program. And our last thing to touch on was something more geared towards the fire department itself, is we have put into service what's called the Lucas device. They are CPR assistance machines for us. Some of you may have seen them. They strap onto the patient with a backboard across their back and provides completely effective chest compressions. That way it frees us up to be able to prepare to move, talk with family members, and assist the paramedic and the EMT on the ambulance crew with any kind of medical care that may be necessary. Don't have any kind of survival rate update on those yet because they're so new to us. I don't believe we've used them yet on the call, but it's something that's very promising for us, and we're looking forward to bringing back positive news with that. So, thank you.
So I do have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
You just said you guys got a new piece of equipment to do chest compressions and things like that. So with that, I mean, just asking, training how is everybody getting trained on it? Is there a certain thing to do, a process to go through on that?
So what happened was this is all done through a grant. I forget which specific grant it was.
It was actually came through the Mountain Valley EMS, and that is the agency that's responsible for the ambulance contract. So the monies in that ambulance, in that agency, were used. It wasn't necessarily a grant. Those monies that were in that agency as part of the ambulance contract were used to purchase the Lucas devices across the county. So as part of that purchase, it included the training for all of the staff. So Captain Spanner, you can talk to the training you guys have been through.
Yeah, so we had training with our MCS partners, and some of the other agencies throughout the county that were issued some of these. Really positive, quick training to where it shows you how to position it, how to position a patient, and then how to be able to move with it, still delivering the chest compressions. One of the issues that we face is whenever we have to move a patient, we have to stop giving chest compressions to put them up onto the ambulance gurney, to load them into the ambulance. This is continuous, nonstop, and they've done research showing that the least amount of time that you have in your compressions, or the least amount of downtime in those compressions, the higher the survivability goes up. So it's something that's we're hoping is going to be very beneficial to our constituents here in the city.
Now, did we get a piece of equipment for every engine at every station, or just?
Yeah, we've got one for each of the rigs and the battalion chief as well.
Good.
And that's consistent across the county as well.
Good.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anybody else that would like to address the city council on a non-agenda item? Seeing nothing else, I'm going to bring it back to the council. I see no appointments to the boards or commissions. Anybody that conflict of interest declaration? Anybody want to claim a conflict of interest on the consent calendar? Any consent? Okay. Seeing that, all matters listed on the consent calendar are considered routine in nature and will be enacted by one single motion, unless otherwise requested by an individual council member or public for a special consideration. Otherwise, the recommendation of staff will be accepted and acted upon by a roll call vote. Does anybody on the city council want to pull any of the consent item calendars?
16.
16? Anybody else on the city council? Is there anybody out in the audience that would like to pull an item for this from the consent calendar? Seeing none, I'll bring it back to the city council for motion.
Move to approve 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ABC, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 17.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Can I have the roll call vote, please?
Councilmember Durossette.
Yes.
Councilmember Lane.
Yes.
Councilmember Ryno.
Yes.
And Vice Mayor Kline.
Yes.
Motion passes 4-0-1.
Okay. Item number 16, Councilmember Ryno.
I am bringing this up because you all know that I can't vote in support of this. I can't see giving the city manager, while he may be due some kind of an increase like all of our other employees got, I can't see giving him a 12% salary increase this year when in 2015 he had a 5% increase, 2017 he had a 5% increase, which that was a time when our employees weren't receiving any increases. So that would bring it to 22% in just 3 years. making his annual base salary, which is currently $165,375, go to $185,000 a year. And again, I could see that we would give him something. I just can't see that we should be giving him 12%, so I'll have to vote no on it.
Okay. Is there any more other comment from the city council?
Yeah, I would like to make one, since we're making the comment. I feel that, you know, we did make some adjustments within our employee groups that were more than this to other employees and that sort of thing. Mr. Wells is still underneath where he should be, and so are so many other employees. However, he has brought so much more to this community that has allowed us to provide some of the raises just recently that we have provided through the negotiations and whatnot. So, you know, I guess I feel like, you know, with what Councilman Ryno said, I think it needs to be recognized that other employees have also gotten larger increases, even though to try to get them up to where they were, where they should be, even though we're not doing that with Mr. Wells. But again, Mr. Wells has done an outstanding job for this city. Him and I have had conversations that maybe a few months ago I may have felt a little bit different, but certainly today where we're at in the city, I'm very proud to be stepping down and not running for another election and leaving this city in better position than we were just, you know, last year and over a lot of years. And that's due to Mr. Wells' hard work. He's wearing several hats. He's wearing the fire chief's hat. He's wearing now an engineering hat. He's not going to even be able to have I think we have one application for each one of those, and they've been posted for quite some time now. We're asking him to do a lot as city manager, and on top of that, you know, some of the other things that he's done and that we're all aware of sitting here on this council. So in saying so, I just think it's well deserved, and you know, I wish we could give every employee more than what we were able to do, but I can say that this city today is better off, I believe, because of Mr. Wells and what he's done over the last year for our city. So I just want to make that comment. And with that, I would move to, well, you may want to ask the public or somebody else.
Okay, well, with that, I would like to make a comment. I mean, you know, even though I voted no when it came to the department heads on their compensation, and it was because of the way the compensation package to me was spelled out that I didn't agree with. That with, you know, the city manager, you know, I can agree with the raise for the simple reason that we've turned a corner. We had problems with our general fund reserves, bringing in the municipal marijuana usage and then converting things over to may allow adult use. You know, and how he put that package together and what it's meant to the city as far as the revenue. It has really helped us out tremendously to go over that hump and has made us turn that corner. We currently have 2 facilities in place, and they are doing very well. Calls to service, from what I've understand from the police department, has been minimal, if any at all. So they have been a good addition to the city. I think that the city manager should be commended by the way he put that together, and is really a leader in that for this area, because there's a lot of other cities that are looking to see what we have done and are trying to implement the same type of program. So, you know, I wrestled with it also, but I think that with what has been put in place, that it was well deserved. Councilmember Durossette.
Yeah, I'm just going to reiterate, and again, not to hear myself talk, you know, it's, I think over the last number of years, you know, our city manager has actually risen to the occasion, where we had a really bad spell for a number of years since 2010 or even longer than that. And then, obviously get through it with the marijuana thing is obviously the big killer there. It's the reason why we did it and had opportunities to give raises across the board to everybody. The last person we didn't give a raise to was our city manager. And again, if you think about this, if he for some reason left the city of Ceres, we want him here. We want to entice him to stay here. City managers, I think, last 3 or 4 years, then they kind of move on, and this is Toby's 4th year, and I think that this is a great opportunity for him to see exactly what he's worth for the city of Ceres. At the very end of the day, if we had to hire a city manager, and it would cost a lot more money than what we're paying right now to get a good one. And so I'm very comfortable with this raise that he's receiving, and it's well earned. Again, I know Councilmember Lane stated that he wearing a lot of hats, and he is wearing a lot of hats. He's going to be wearing a lot of hats for another 6, maybe longer months, just because it's going to take that long to hire someone in those 2 particular positions. So with that being said, Vice Mayor.
Would anybody from the public like to comment on item number 16? Seeing none, I'll bring it back to the council for the...
Move for approval of resolution number 2018-119.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Can I have a roll call vote, please?
Councilmember Durossette?
Yes.
Councilmember Lane?
Yes.
Councilmember Ryno?
No.
And Vice Mayor Kline.
Yes.
Motion passes 3-1-1.
Okay, there's no unfinished business, no public hearing, no new business, discussion items, there is none. Council referrals. Is there anybody on the council member that would like to have an agenda item placed on a future agenda? Shall make the request. I see nobody. Okay, reports. I have nothing to report. Councilmember Ryno.
Nothing.
Councilmember Lane.
Nothing.
Councilmember Durossette.
Nothing.
Mr. Wells.
Thank you, Vice Mayor Kline. A couple items on October 30th. The Centennial meeting will be held again here in this building. Just a reminder for those that are interested in purchasing a brick for the Centennial Monument that will be out here on the corner of 4th Street and Magnolia. We're accepting those applications till the end of the month. The Centennial Committee will then be making decisions on the final locations and hope to get that project under construction in the next month or so. Also, just a reminder, the Joint School District Board meeting is scheduled for November 1st. That's a Thursday night. 6 o'clock will be at the district offices. It should be on your calendars, Council, but just a reminder for that. And before we meet the next time, there will be this little election thing. So just an encouragement to all of our citizens who are here and watching to make sure they get out and vote. Wanted to highlight a couple engineering projects. For those in the city know that there was a slurry seal project, Cape Seal, that went in around most of the city, and it finished up on Friday. They will be coming back to do some striping in the next week or so. Got a lot of pavement down, which is really, really exciting for the nerdy engineer in me. So getting some projects done. And the construction on the roundabouts are still moving at a good pace. So. And then lastly, wanted to take a moment to introduce our newest employee, started today. Mr. Matt Lohr is here in the building, and he is our recreation manager. So I'm not sure who's more excited, myself or Tom Westbrook. I think I know the answer. Tom is very excited to have Mr. Lohr here helping us to keep doing the wonderful things that occur in this building. So we're happy that he is here, and obviously we'll get a chance to meet each one of you when the meeting completes. So that's it.
Tom? Mr. Westbrook?
Yes, welcome, Matt. Thank you very much for joining us in the city. Matt and I have had some time to talk today. I believe that he has some good ideas of things that we can improve our programming here, so it's going to be exciting times for the Recreation Division upcoming. Wanted to mention to the council, the Planning Commission is scheduled to hear the Whitmore Ranch annexation and specific plan at a special meeting next Monday night. Following that, the City Council meeting, if moved forward with the Planning Commission, would be your next City Council meeting. I've placed for the folks that wanted the hard copies, the specific plan, the EIR in your inboxes. For those that wanted electronic, there's a CD there, so you can pick those up at your leisure.
Chief Smith? Captain Collins? Jeremy? Matt, would you like to address the council?
I just want to thank the council and Toby and staff for bringing me on. It's been an amazing experience so far, and I look forward to providing park and recreation services to this community. Thank you for this opportunity. I look forward to working with everyone here in the council, city manager, the department heads, and the community especially. Thank you.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Supervisor DeMartini.
I have nothing tonight.
Okay, with that, I will adjourn the city council meeting and resume in the closed session for conference with labor negotiator. Okay.